Hey guys, Market Monday for the week of December 22nd. Metals are still moving a lot here for the last week, so let's get into talking about it and figure out what we should be stacking. Gold closed at $43.28 That's up $59 from a week ago. The 52-week range is still $27.35 and $44.33 for the high. The upside target for gold for a continuation of a breakout, which it does look like it's going to break out per the chart, is $4,442.20. That's the next upside target. If we close above that, that exponentially puts us to $4,894.70. The way I came up with $4,894.70 is I took the difference between the October high and the October low and added it to the high. 41.68 is still support on the gold right now, and if we close below that, that would initiate a longer term sell signal, but we're not seeing anything like that coming. Gold is looking like it's about ready to make new highs, and silver has still been making new highs. Silver closed at $67.48, up $5.48 from a week ago. Just from a frame of reference, just this last 4 weeks, we've moved $20 in the silver market. That is massive. That is a big move for silver. We're still on track for silver to hit $100 plus. Not saying it's going to get there, but we are still on track for moving that direction. I'm still stacking a little bit of gold, but more silver at this time. Silver is still the thing to be stacking. We don't know where this silver is going to end up, but we are going through a major change in the pricing of metals. And so staying in for the ride, there's still some upside there. Mexico and China are also no longer exporting silver, which has put additional upside potential on the silver market. There was also over $200 million of silver demanded for delivery from the COMEX as of Friday. So we're seeing a lot of pressure continuing into the market, and that $200 million delivery is going to put a lot of upwards pressure on that market. The gold-silver ratio closed this week at 64.54, bringing the ratio in 4.84 points for the week. The last time we were here was in 2021, and we're still on track to possibly go visit the 32 area. Copper this week closed at $5.51, up 15 cents from a week ago. Copper still just kind of slowly climbing up. I put up some daily charts for these first three metals here this week as well, just to kind of show you how aggressively these metals are moving up higher. Lead for the week closed at $1972.42, up $33.54 for the week. It looks like lead found a little bit of support here. We're getting down towards those 52-week lows, but it looks like it found some support and ended up reversing on Friday for that close. The crude oil market, boy, there's a lot going on in crude oil right now, especially with the geopolitics in Venezuela. We're currently blocking Venezuelan oil tankers from leaving the port right now. So although oil was lower from a week ago and made lower lows on Friday, it ended up closing higher on the day just because of that Venezuelan news. So we'll really want to keep an eye on that. There's still some other downside news for the crude oil market right now. There's a lot of crude oil out there. The crack spread's not doing very well. So there's not a whole lot of incentive for crude oil to be going higher other than geopolitical events. It closed at $56.52, down $92 for the week, but closed up on Friday. The 52-week range on that is still $54.71 with a high of $70.25. The upside for the oil market is $60.61. So if we do get a bounce in this market, that's where I would see us moving into that channel, is 60.61. For bonds, there's been a little bit going on in the bond market this week. Not big changes as far as the market trading, but the government did begin buying $40 million a month in bonds as of Friday. So they're going to continue doing that for a few months now. And we'll just watch what happens to the bond market this week. The bond market closed at 115.10, or a 4.82% yield. That's down 0.03% from a week ago. So not a big change there. A little bit of sideways action going on. But we're going to want to keep an eye on what the Fed's been doing with buying these T-notes. So we'll keep an eye on that and watch how the market responds to all this buying. That'll be key. Bitcoin for the week closed at $88,060, down $23.80 from a week ago. The 52-week range on that is still $78,615, with a high of $128,585. Not much going on in the Bitcoin world right now. We're seeing a lot of sideways action in Bitcoin as well. So we'll keep an eye on what's going on with that versus the metals. See if it finds some support with the metals possibly breaking out here in the next week. 9mm 124 grain FMJ ammo closed at 25 cents. Steady from a week ago. We've been steady for about the last 3 weeks here on this ammunition. It has a range of 20 to 35 cents. And 5.56 62 grain ammo closed at 46, steady with the week ago again, with a range of 40 to 65 cents. I'm keeping an eye on this copper. If this copper continues to move up towards this $6 mark and lead starts to find support, we might see ammunition prices start to move up just a little bit at a time here. So let's keep an eye on that. And of course, I'm always stacking ammo. Stacking ammo is just as important as stacking gold and silver. Copper, we talked about stacking copper last week, and that it's better to stack ammo than the actual copper itself, in my opinion. So that's it for this week. Let's see how we go. Merry Christmas.